Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today I'm going to present you some final tips before the deadline for Game Week 10. We're going to go through my draft, how I'm planning to go and what tips I'm going to give you depending on your strategy. So we're going to start with my team and you can see here that is Flag City all the way. So Henderson in goal, hopefully he will start in the league as Turner was used in the cup, but I think it was just precautionary. Trent got a full rest against Brighton, so I think now against Brighton he will be in the lineup. Rico Willis, Pep said about him that currently he's the only guy he cannot give a rest to, and with injuries to Akanji, Walker, and now probably Gvardiol to some extent, I think Rico Willis is nailed to start the next fixture as well. Gabriel, he was in contention to start in the midweek, but he was rested, and I think against Newcastle he will come back into the lineup. In midfield, Rodgers will start against Spurs regardless because they are just conceding goals for fun, and now without Mickey Van den Ven, probably Rodgers will be feasting. And Boom against Fulham, probably my vice-captain, to be fair. Palmer against Manchester United, he's not going anywhere, rest in midweek, pretty good for him. Eze, it all depends on what happens with the team news regarding Crystal Palace, but if there is a slight chance that he will be missing the game, I will be taking him out and I will be planning my new transfer. Haaland against Bournemouth will remain into my squad and he's going to be the captain. Chris Wood against West Ham is remaining even though he's still fucked. And Vardy against Ipswich, he's starting for sure. Bentley not playing, Smith-Rowe, Aina and Robinson in that order will be on the bench. Now let's go and see what some managers said on their press conferences and see what the injury news are. McNeil has got a chance of featuring, okay. Limped out after taking a knock. Dwight's got a chance, we're hopeful. He's gonna a bit of work with the physio team today, so we're hopeful for him. Okay. Tukor in a similar boat, Chermiti, Broya, Garner and Heroic Bunam remain out. Okay, blah blah blah. Away from injury, Calvert-Lewin may be looking over his shoulder after Beto scored last week. Kevin spoke at length about the two last weekend. Dash didn't really give any clues as who will be getting the nod this week. It builds belief, blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't think that Calvert-Lewin will be benched next week personally. Did he indicate? He didn't indicate whether Brent Waite would get a recall at Michael Keane expense. And then Keane is having a strong start of the season. Jake is here, blah blah blah. I think when Brent Waite is fit, Brent Waite will be start playing. So, about Forest. Prowse is ineligible as he can't face his parent club. Okay. Danilo and Sangare meanwhile are thought to remain sidelined, yes. Morgan Gibbs-White and Chris Wood were flagged going into Nuno Espirito Santo press conferences. The Forest boss Severo was keeping his heart close to his cards close to his heart, and even added Elian Anderson and Jota to his list of potential doubts. Honestly, I wouldn't bench Wood or I wouldn't sell him. I wouldn't go for him if I were you, but yeah, if you own Wood like I do, just start him and whatever happens, happens, but have a proper bench option to replace him if the injury problem arises. Gibbs-White and Anderson were the only notable absentees, with the latter said to be doing a recovery session. Let's see if we have some here. Okay. No photos here, but I will try for the deadline stream to find some photos. Yes, guys, I'm doing a deadline stream, so come and join. It will be on Saturday. James, the new wall is out. Okay, so for Brighton, Pedro and Matt O'Reilly are back in training and could feature at Anfield. Joao Pedro being back, it's tricky, but if he remains fit and available, I think that he will be a good option. Okay, Hurts is hopeful that Kadioglu will recover. Okay, so Kadioglu might be back at the left back position. Also, Joao Pedro will be back. Yeah, that's some good news, especially if you go and see the fixture difficulty rating. Brighton, after the fixtures against Liverpool and City, play against Bournemouth, Southampton, Fulham, Leicester and Crystal Palace. It's not a bad fixture run, especially for a probable pen taker and a cheap enabler. I don't know if he will be starting in that Brighton team week in and week out, but he's in a good position. Lewis Dunk is yet to be assessed, but probably out for several weeks. Minte is close to return. Webster and Muller are remaining out, while Solly March is building fitness. Okay, Manchester United. Blah, 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 blah. Is Murray holding the front? Not that the attachment wants to discuss, blah, blah, blah. Mainu, Maguire, Yoro, Mawase, Shaw, Mount and Anthony were out on the sidelines. Christian Eriksen joined the list. That's bad. And Mazraoui shrugged off game week 9 injury to feature, however. So I don't know who is starting next to Casemiro in midweek. Probably maybe Bruno will be lying deeper. I don't know. Or Ugarte will play with Casemiro. We have to see what will happen. But yeah, no news for Garnacho, who I'm planning to bring in. For Brentford's perspective, Thomas Frank says that Ayer could make a swift return. Okay. Norgard is available. Henry, Thiago and Nunes are nearing returns. Hick and the Silva remain long terms out. Okay, Opageti, that Fulkrug remains on the injury list. What the hell happened with Fulkrug? He hasn't played anything. Kudus is still serving 3-match ban. However, quizzed about his staff and personal changes, there wasn't much to take from his response. Each match is different, so we don't know if he will be playing there. Patawaru is a doubt. The weekend quash clarified that the winger wasn't available for the cup tie in midweek due to a groin injury. Yeah, he didn't play particularly good against Forest, so honestly, I think that might be a good thing for them. Daka is back. Okay, so soon probably Vardy might become a rotation risk. Christensen has also shaken off a groin injury. Okay. Yeah, Vestergaard and Stolarczyk, not too much caring about them. So now let's see what my plans look for the future. To be honest, if I have to be completely fair, I would be taking out Eze most probably, but I will be holding that until the deadline because I want to see the news for Palace particularly and to see if we get some news about Garnacho. I know that Garnacho is probably rising in price tonight, but honestly I don't care. I have the money, and even if I buy him and he rises in price, I would sell him for the reason price, so not the end of the world. The issue for me is if Eze falls, but if that happens, whatever, I will monitor tomorrow price rises and I will see what I can do about that. But yeah, Garnacho is a player that I plan to bring in order to guarantee myself not to have to wildcard. You say, what the hell does that mean? Let me show you what the hell does that mean. So going into FPL team, let me copy my team and let's start building all together. Sorry. So copying this, pasting it here. So if I put in Gabriel in instead of Robinson, I have this team for the upcoming week. I think it's particularly good. Now, if I take out Eze and playing Garnacho, whatever happens to my team, if Wood is out, Smith-Rowe comes in, if Gabriel is out, Aina comes in, and I think we're all in the money. Yes, I know that Garnacho and Palmer face off against each other, but I think both teams will score. I know that Lewis and Haaland do not have the best amazing away fixture, but it's okay. And Boom has an okay fixture attacking-wise, Vardy has one, Rodgers has one, Wood if fit has one, even though that Brentford are a solid team. I think they're conceding too many goals. Aina may cover Gabriel because of the clean sheet potential, so they're a good team to target. So particularly, I'm happy with that outcome. For game week 11, I can keep that lineup and just either bench Rodgers and play Vardy against Manchester United and do that. But the thing about that is I will be monitoring Cole Palmer pretty much throughout the whole week and weekend, most probably what will happen. Because if he receives a yellow card against United, he'll be on 4 cards. And if he wants to play against Villa for certainty and then against Spurs, he'll have to take another yellow card around Arsenal fixture and to miss the Leicester one. If that happens, I will be not wildcarding in 12 and I will be doing that. I will be going, instead of Palmer, I will be going for Salah And probably again away from Vardy, I will be picking someone else, or away from Wood, because I want to get away from him at one point or another. Maybe the money won't be there, but even then I can opt for a striker with some good fixtures. The other option is to sell Haaland as always and bring whoever the hell I want because they have fixtures. And honestly, I'll be playing Rodgers like that, whoever comes in for Haaland, and probably there is a way to make that even better. Maybe Lewis out for Robinson, and etc, and etc, and etc. We'll have things to consider for sure. But yeah, there are options. I can even play Wood against Arsenal and be done with it. Vardy can leave as he faces United the week before that, now Chelsea. But if the thing happens and everything is alright, I think I'll be wildcarding here and I'll be building a completely new side. But if for the off chance Palmer is suspended and I do not have Palmer for the Leicester away, I would for certainly need Salah, and that would mean me bringing in Salah instead of Palmer. The other option, as most probably will happen, is to get Vardy out here and bring in, let's say, Kune for a week, Southampton at home. I think it's a good fixture to have. And then wildcard in 12 without any free transfer saved. I don't care honestly about that. If I wildcard here next, yeah, I'll have one transfer, then I'll have two, and I would probably stack up those transfers as I would have players that will cover for each other, and that will be the case. The other option is to just roll in game week 11, have a safe transfer, because it's always good to have a safe transfer. I'll be bringing in Smith Rowe in, and I'll probably be playing Vardy against United. Vardy, the Rat King, I can see him scoring. So yeah, I have different options, and I'll have Garnacho at Leicester at home, which is an amazing fixture to own Garnacho, to be fair. And probably I will not keep him after that on the wildcard, but yeah, we'll see whatever happens. But if the wildcard is postponed due to Palmer getting yellow cards, I'll be relying on Garnacho to cover against Ipswich. So it's a win-win situation either way to go for Garnacho. Have a playing player in a particularly good form with a new manager bounce and facing two teams that are bad defensively. I think we're all in the money here. Now, I see a lot of people already transferring out Haaland, and to be fair, I think that might be a mistake. He's still 15.4, and I would be closely monitoring what happens with the other guys' prices. If you sell Haaland, you have money for everyone. Don't swear it on a 0.1. Value information more. I know that he is a popular transfer out because he basically blanked 4 weeks in a row and he got an average of 3 points, which for the price is quite funny. But yeah, he has Bournemouth and Brighton. I know it's away from home, but still those fixtures are for Haaland pretty good. If we go and see what he was doing for Manchester City against Brighton last season. So if we go previous and we find games against Brighton, it will take me some time, but yeah, 0-4 here. I know that Foden scored. It doesn't look particularly well, but Haaland was just benched, so Haaland didn't play. No, he was out, so he was injured even. So he didn't play here. If we go further down back and see where he faced Brighton, just give me some minutes to catch up on that. Here, he scored, so I think he is in a good position to score. Going even further back to the first season where he... Did I miss? Yes. Here he didn't score. Didn't play particularly well, but if we go here, it was postponed. It's April. Dum 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 dum. Where is the first fixture against Brighton? Am I missing something? Here, he scored twice. Even though it's at home, I think he still scored twice. And now currently Brighton are conceding a lot of goals from the center forwards, so I would keeping him here. Against Bournemouth, if we go and check how he performed against Bournemouth, I think it's another good fixture for him. So this is the... So here, where does it start? Okay, here against Bournemouth, he didn't perform amazingly well. Yeah, he was subbed off. I remember that game. It wasn't particularly beautiful, but Bournemouth were quite better defensively. And here, he scored He didn't score. Okay, that's quite interesting, but he was taken at halftime because I think they were leading massively, and that was the week where everyone was disappointed Haaland got off pretty early. Yeah, that was the week, but I don't think that is happening currently. I think that Haaland will want to score against them. Salah is an amazing captaincy option against Brighton, I can't lie, but taking a hit to bringing in Salah instead of Haaland seems a little bit irrational. Then if you don't have Son, I think still Haaland is the best captaincy option against Brighton. I don't think Salah against Aston Villa is a good captain. That's a top 4, top 5 side. And saying that Haaland, for example, is the best captain against Chelsea would be a lie. Yeah, I can see that Chelsea facing Arsenal not good. The best captain on theory is Son, but if you don't own Son, for sure it is Haaland. So I would be quite hesitant to sell from Gameweek 12 onwards. I would see myself selling him. They have a lot of home fixtures, but a lot of games will be played in the Champions League. A lot of fixtures will be played in the league. I know they just got off out of Carabao, but still they have plenty of time to and plenty of fixtures to play. So I wouldn't be selling Haaland now. If you're looking to sell some of the players you have, please guys, just hold your transfers until either Friday night or Saturday morning, because you must value information more than those 0.1. I know that I'm repeating myself over and over and over and over again with these things, but in my opinion, this is the most important thing. Value information, especially at this time of the season where injuries happen too often. I think that it's good to have options, and those options will come if you are patient. So be patient, be vigilant, and be prepared to have an amazing game week 10. I wish you all luck. If you don't manage to join the stream, it's all okay. You can join the Discord, you can join the channel by subscribing, you can like the video, you can do all those great stuff. I'll be waiting for you on the deadline stream. I will try to prepare a longer deadline stream to have more time to talk about your questions and to talk about FPL. But for now guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.